fDeluxe, and it's another jazz funk-filled month at Bird's Basement. fDeluxe heating up the place, opened last night. It's a tribute to Prince. And joining me in the studio today is St. Paul Peterson and Jellybean Johnson. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Can I get to how did you become a saint, Paul?
Well, I got one word for you. Prince. He's the one who dubbed that on me. You know, he had probably more of a marketing thing than anything else. But I'll never forget the time he did that, man. My mom was like questioning that decision.
And how do you become Jellybean?
It's a long, boring story. I won't bore people with it, but it was given to me when I was a teenager in high school. Flight Time was a band. It was like a 11, 12-piece band, and a trumpet player dubbed me that, and I've had it ever since.
You blokes have had fantastic careers. When did Prince discover you, Paul?
Well, I auditioned for a group that Jellybean and I were in before the family and fDeluxe called The Time. Mm-hmm. And that's when Jimmy and Terry left the band to go out and start their own production company. So they held auditions. I was invited to go to this audition, and that's how I was introduced to this whole Prince camp. I got the gig and did Purple Rain probably 3 months later, and the rest is history.
And what was he like?
Boy, how do you answer that?
Yeah, that's a good one there.
It depends,
I know
man.
no one would have asked you before.
Well, you got a different guy in every different day. You know, don't you think?
Yeah, that's it.
Some days were good days, some days were not so good days.
Never knew what day
Insecure?
what you're dealing with.
Pardon me?
Insecure? Self-doubt?
I can't read into that. I don't know what his reasoning was, the way he showed up for people, but I can tell you this. He knew what he was doing creatively every day of his life, and that's all that mattered to me.
Yeah.
Jellybean, you've done so much in your career, including producing some Janet Jackson music. Mm-hmm. Do you like to go away from playing as such instrument? You're both multi-instrumentalists, but do you like to be in the studio and be creating, like producing artists?
And when I was younger, especially, I not so much now since I'm older. I like playing, but back when I was younger, I liked that part of it because I was around Terry and Jimmy, and I watched them and I learned from them, and Prince too. I watched them, produce people and, get people to do what, they wanted them to do and all that kind of stuff. So.
The best endorsement for a show that we talk about here on Afternoons is having listeners who have already been, and Janine has done that. Janine, welcome to the program. You're talking to Paul and Jellybean.
Janine, how are you?
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Yes, I went to the early show last night and was fantastic, and I stayed for the late one as well. So
great.
Very impressed. I would have liked a couple more Prince songs, though.
Ha, ha, ha. Well,
doing that
we
on the
played
weekend,
about
or?
10 of them last night. So.
Oh, well, is there some that, because I know a fair bit of his work, were they the funky ones that sort of weren't released, or some of them?
Well, we played a lot of the songs off the original album, which were all Prince penned songs. So, a lot of those songs that you heard last night were actually Prince songs. Not necessarily that he performed on the record, but that he wrote for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you, Janine, for calling, and that's a great endorsement of what's going to be happening again this evening and through to the weekend.
Absolutely,
Till
through
Sunday.
Through Sunday, 2 shows a night.
Sometimes performers are not known for songs they've written, and no one ever sort of realizes who penned them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, Prince was, he wrote for a lot of different people, and of course he had many different acts. The Family, The Time, Apollonian Vanity 6, Maserati, just to name a few, not to mention everything that happened after I had left the organization. He was a prolific writer, absolutely, for not only himself, but for many other artists, don't you think, Bean?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We heard
prominent artists.
We heard Nothing Compares to You before we started chatting, Sinead O'Connor, but is it like the original? How much different is your version of that song?
Well, now, you realize that ours is the original. Prince wrote that for our band.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were the first to perform that, and it's fun to be able to educate people when they come to the show about that fact. Sinead actually covered the version that we did.
Yeah.
As the family.
As the family.
That's correct. Yeah, and she made that quite popular,
hit.
obviously.
Yeah.
You now called fDeluxe. Well, why the name change from the family?
Being your turn. I answered this yesterday. This is on you.
Yeah. Well, Prince wouldn't let us use the family anymore, so we decided we'd make a better version of us. So that's basically what happened.
Well, and let me expound on that. We also had, 30 years had gone by, and
Yeah.
we were writing our own music, and it wasn't Prince penned music. So we believed that having a name change was actually beneficial
Good for us, yeah.
And no matter what, the Prince fans already knew that fDeluxe was
us.
formerly known as the family.
Yeah.
Now, you've probably heard bad things about Melbourne weather, but are you happy with today?
Today's
Today
good.
is
Yesterday,
beautiful.
not so much.
Not so much. And the first day we were here, Tuesday.
And possibly
rained and
tomorrow.
hailed on
Oh,
me.
so I hear that. 4 seasons in
I was
one
like,
day.
I'm from Minnesota, so I was like, am I in Minnesota on the other side of the world?
Yeah. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
And very hot summers to come. Great to meet you both. I hope the season is everything you would wish it to be. Birdsbasement.com. It's really provided such a variety of different performers over these past few months, and we like to support them as much as we can. Paul and Jellybean, thank you for popping by, and enjoy Melbourne.
Thanks for having us.
And our
Appreciate
diverse weather. It is 2:14. Birdsbasement.com is the web address, and it's a tribute to Prince by fDeluxe, and it's on until Sunday. 2 shows each night. Enjoy.